Hi, welcome back to Single Ladies.
Married Women.
I'm Breece Wilson.
And I'm Monica Conjero.
And we're so glad to have you back today. So, the holidays are coming, and then Valentine's Day, and all the romanticism of holidays and Valentine's Day. And we were just talking about engagements, and about shiny things, and about gifts and jewelry. And Monica has an interesting and unique view.
Oh,
So, as
is it
some of you may
interesting and
know,
unique?
as some of you may or may not know, if this is your first time tuning in, I'm single. My name's Breece Wilson, live in New York City. And Monica Conjero, she is recently married. She's a newlywed. It's her second marriage. She has some beautiful kids as well. So she's married. I'm single. We're both New York City women. And we're going to discuss jewelry, engagements, holiday gifts, and even going into a little touch on Valentine's Day, because that tends to be an engagement period.
I guess.
So,
Well,
you were saying about engagement
right before
rings.
we started recording, when shiny jewelry came up, we started talking about engagement rings, and I have to say I don't approve of them. I don't think they're necessary, and I think if you want to. If you want to exchange gifts as the promise, that's one thing. Well, what does it mean? It means you're labeled. It means you're owned.
I need an AED right away.
A wedding band is a completely different idea than an engagement ring. What exactly does that mean?
Monica, all the men listening to this show love you right now.
Well, this is my position.
You're saying what they... Yeah, so...
I did not want an engagement ring when I was 21.
An engagement ring is a promise. It's official.
Wedding bands are promises.
Well, but it's an
well,
official
then what
up
are you
until
buying
the
him?
wedding.
Okay, then what are you buying him?
Well, wait. Let's start with the engagement ring.
Huh?
First of all, here's what I'll do. Why don't I just look up the history of engagement rings? But as far as I know, if you can just be girlfriend and boyfriend, and then you go to the altar, the engagement is the first step that shows a gentleman or a lady, because we have our LGBT listeners, are serious about taking it to the next level.
Well, then men should wear engagement rings too.
That sounds
great. If it's
great.
an exchange of rings as that promise or beginning of that promise, that's great.
And some people do.
Okay, what are you looking up?
I'm
the
looking
history
up
of the engagement ring?
of engagement rings. The first, this is Wikipedia, ladies and gents, so if you believe in Wikipedia and all that it stands for, then go for it. If not, don't. But I'm just going to read. The first well-documented use of a diamond ring to signify engagement was by Archduke Maximilian, love the last name, from Austria in Imperial Court of Vienna in 1477. Upon his betrothed to Mary of Burgundy, interesting name, this then influenced those of higher social class of significant wealth to give diamond rings to their loved ones. I'm trying to, so that's what happened. And people have decided to show that as a step toward being serious and having, and getting married.
Right. In modern days, what does it mean?
That's what it means. It means that he's serious and that he's not fooling around. Because
you're the one wearing the ring. He's not wearing a ring.
Well, so they say, and I'm not saying I'm married to this, but they say it's 3 months of a gentleman's salary. That's how much the ring should cost at least. And if a man can say, listen, a man, woman, whoever you're dating, can say a lot of things to you when you're in the romance mode. But if they go and put down that hard-earned money they worked for...
So they have to buy you?
Wait, no, it's not. I didn't say that. Let me finish. Okay. If they put down that hard money that they've worked for to get a ring and engage to you, and get engaged to you, that means they're serious. Because no one plops down 3 months of their hard-earned money just to get laid or just to kind of have fool around. Meanwhile, when they don't, and I'm not saying it has to be an engagement ring. I'm not even here to argue about that or go into that. I'm not defending engagement rings, but it does say something that they're investing more in you than just dinner and talking and all that stuff. They're investing something, and it doesn't even have to be 3 months. I know people have a $500 engagement ring, but it's a proof that, hey, I really do want to take the next step with you toward marriage. Whereas everything else is just conversation till you go to City Hall or file for a thing. Well, what's your take on it?
I've never viewed it that way. I never
Tell
viewed
us your
it.
View.
My view is that it's a partnership, and that all right, here's maybe a double standard. I would never propose to a man. I would never be the one who proposed.
Okay.
It was on my mind, but I was like, nope, I'm not going to do that. But if they're ready to say that to me, then the relationship is to a point where I trust his word. And yes, that's the moving forward. I'm not, and that was the case both times.
That's great, Monica. But how long were you single in between your marriages?
About 4, I don't know,
Yeah.
2 years. Well, what does that have to do with it? But at 21, I said the same thing. No, he would have bought me.
It's different nowadays. It's not the same. And I think it's great. It's great if you don't like engagement rings, but there's sort of, I feel like in society there's sort of like rites of passage for men and rites of passage for women. When a woman gets married, sort of a rite of passage. Doesn't mean you have to get married. I'm not married. I'm fine with that. But being engaged, that's why they have engagement parties. Even in India, they have like huge, we'll scratch that because I can't remember the country. Being engaged in a lot of cultures is a big deal because it means I duly promise to join families with you and create a history and a lineage.
Okay, that's a public statement.
Yeah, that's what
I
the
would
ring
say,
is. A representation.
No,
it's a public.
The ring's a
the
label.
public
You can have a
sees-
party. You can have a party for your family and friends as an engagement party, as the pre-wedding party,
Right.
and there you have publicly stated that those are your intentions. It's like
you
hand
could.
fasting. It's like in old cultures, the priest or the minister didn't come around but once a year, so you hand fast.
Oh.
And then you were married by the priest or the minister.
So a lot of guys say they want to get married on the first date, second date, third date. Doesn't mean anything till they do something to show it.
That's like a big trust thing for me. If I don't get that.
Not
I
so
really
frequent
don't get,
nowadays. What's frequent nowadays are a lot of people, women and men, talk. When you go to the church, when you fill out that marriage certificate, that's like solid, that's real. When a person comes out of their pocket and their hard-earned money is invested in something, it's not a purchase of somebody.
Well,
it's showing the world, because when this woman or man wears that engagement ring, even if man has people see that this person is spoken for and that they're on their way to creating a future with somebody.
I just think it's
So,
it's a
I have no
label
problem
that
with engagement rings. I think
is-
it's fabulous.
I have a big problem with
And if a
engagement
woman
rings.
is going to take all her time, or man, whoever partner, and she's into you and she's doing the right thing, and it makes her happy just to have something that she can show the world that she's actually promised to somebody, I am not knocking. I don't see anything. I don't think it's mandatory.
Well, I'm
But I don't
always
see
talking
nothing wrong with a
I'm
little
always
shiny.
talking from a point, my personal opinion.
Oh yes,
and
me too.
and I do have strong opinions.
Yes, I love it.
I'm not, going to impose it on anybody else if somebody
Right.
else, but if asked, and when I've been asked, do you want an engagement ring? And the answer is no.
And they love you.
There are plenty of other things. I have a cousin who she and her husband bought motorcycles.
That's cool.
They bought motorcycles. That's what they did. That was the engagement. They bought motorcycles.
So did you get an engagement ring for your first marriage?
No.
Did you get an engagement ring for your second
No.
marriage? Well, they're probably very happy. A
They.
lot of men
it's
love
not
you.
about that's a terrible thing
It's
to
not
say.
terrible.
Because it sounds like I'm not.
'Cause a lot of
I
guys-
don't value myself, but I don't. But that's not the case. I don't value an engagement ring. I
That's
value
not where I'm coming from.
many other things. Well, why do
I'm
they?
just saying
why
because
do they,
a lot of men don't want to pay for, and I'm not saying you, again, my big point was, I'm not saying it's good or bad, but a lot of guys don't want to come out. They don't want to
Well,
do
what about
it.
if they have a family ring? Then they're not paying for anything.
Well, that's fine. That's an
You know, so
engagement
that-
ring. I think a family ring is just
Okay,
as honorable.
I didn't want a family ring either.
Okay, but that's you
So,
because you're wonderful
Yeah,
like that.
and I'm sorry, am I allowed to say our engineer is having a field day in there?
We won't name him, but he's fabulous. And this is how this all started. So here's the deal. Whether you believe engagement rings or not, it's totally fine. It's really a per couple personal decision.
Absolutely.
That's really what it boils down to. However, traditions are traditions, and I have no problem with a tradition that says, hey, babe, I'm going to put this shiny thing that I saved her. I respect a man. I have my own money. But I also respect if a man is spending money on a ring for me or something like that, I respect that he worked hard to get that. And that he does, whether he gives it to me or not, or however that plays out, that to me is more than just I need to get this ring or I need to have
Okay.
shine.
Are
It
you-
means something to me because
okay.
they work hard for their money. Men work hard for their money. Yes.
Are you going to spend 3 months of your hard-earned
No,
money
I'm the
to
lady.
buy? Yeah,
But
see,
I
that's
do
a
back
double
rubs.
standard.
I do back rubs
No,
and I
no,
cook,
no,
and
no,
it's
no,
fabulous.
no. That's a double standard.
Yeah, but my men never want for anything, so it's not like
So-
it's not like the woman. Wait, it's not like the woman's getting a ring and she's just. I'm sure she's not just like laying around the house all and not. Hey, some women can get away with that. God bless them. But it's not like a woman is sitting on a perch and a guy takes all his money 3 months and he buys her a ring and she does nothing. And relationship is always, would think, there's mutual. A guy wouldn't even go out and buy it if there wasn't something that was being fulfilled for them. So I don't see how it's
sure,
not.
but it has to be fulfilled for each other, and I don't see. My gosh, that's 6 months.
1477 started that, not me.
Yeah, and what kind of right and what kind of rights did women have in 1477?
Don't take the shinies away from us. All right.
I
I'm
love
not
shiny
letting this-
stuff as much
I
as the
love-
next woman.
listen,
But
I had an ex.
don't love
I
engagement
had an
rings.
ex who wanted to buy.
And look, I wear a wedding band, and he wears a wedding band.
Yeah, but that's different. You're married. We're talking about the engagement period. We're
well,
talking
well-
about the engagement period only. We're not
But
talking about marriage.
engagements and weddings
Are not the same
only,
thing.
No,
Engagement
they're
is a
only
promise.
leading to marriage. So the whole point is the marriage. It's not the
I get it.
engagement ring or the.
But the engagement is that they're serious. It's almost like buying a house.
Yeah, well,
Until
that
you
was going to be
close,
my. That was
here's
going to
the-
be my point.
here's- well,
6 months
right.
of hard-earned money is
Right.
could be quite a lot
So,
towards living
when
abode.
you close, that's a marriage. But how much money do you spend on the inspection and all the other goodies that you spend?
And you
now,
split the
when you go,
cost.
here's my little thing. When you go to shop for a house,
I'm like sitting here with my hands on my hips, going, "Wait."
this is our first kind of fiery debate. So enjoy because it doesn't happen often. I hope you're listening.
Yeah,
So
this
when you
might
go,
be the first point we've.
So when you go to buy a house, and any real estate agent will probably tell you this, and I have never been one, but I have quite a few friends there are a lot of people who call and they want to look at the house and they call back and they want to look at the house and they fill maybe a little paperwork questionnaire. All of that's like dating. But when they come in and they fill out the real, what's the thing that they fill out? When they really get their credit checked and they pay for the
mortgage
right,
application?
That mortgage application, and they pay for the inspection, that's money coming out of their pocket. That's when they're seriously moving toward buying the house.
So who
that's
pays
like an
for
engagement
that?
ring.
Who pays for that?
Whoever's buying the house.
So if a couple's buying a house, does the couple pay for that?
Yeah, but he's buying the house.
You're not buying the house? The woman's not buying the house? The
Of
woman's
course, a
name-
woman's buying a
So
house. Whoever buys a house. My point
If
is,
you
you were
buy-
asking why. What is the marriage? It sounds like you're focused more on the marriage counts, not the engagement. It's the same thing with a house. You're not serious about buying
No,
a house
it's
to that person who's selling or the real estate person until you put your money where your mouth is. It's a step process. The
all right,
engagement is
so,
a step
so
toward
take
marriage.
all right. So take the 3 month salary and
Step
put
toward-
it in an account to buy a house.
That's fine too.
And
there's
don't buy the
But you can
engagement
do
ring.
both. Why not have both? Here's the thing. I dig what you're saying completely, but I also don't want to knock people having engagement. I don't have a problem with
I
it.
said right up front, this is just my opinion, and I feel very strongly about it.
I love it.
And we could get an onslaught.
But I will
of,
take an
of
engagement
email.
ring anytime and be very happy about it. And I wouldn't take an engagement ring for some man that I didn't absolutely love and adore and intend to have an awesome life with. So that's the caveat. It's not like, oh, just buy me an engagement ring and you bought me one and now I'm on sale at Macy's or Bloomingdale's or Nordstrom's. No. It's about getting whatever this is just my opinion, get from any man or someone I'm interested in. I'm not going to receive it or even entertain it if it's not somebody of value that I absolutely care about. So all of that to me is like one big package. It's not like somebody I've been dating a couple of days, hey, let me take you to Tiffany's. I wouldn't even accept that. I don't know you that well. I can't make that promise to you. I don't know who you are.
But
It's just a
Okay.
society. You know what?
Okay.
Here's the thing. It's a society thing. You and I didn't create it. The best thing about being in the society is you can do whatever you want.
do whatever you want.
He doesn't have to buy the ring. She could be like, this is great. I'm speaking of our lovely engineer who shall not be named. This is great. We don't need a ring. But if she does want one and he decides to take that step, if it's going to put a smile on her face, so what? If it's going to make her be beaming around her friends and be like, I don't know why these things happen, but in society, when I see my friends come and they have a ring, to me, it's in our single girls world, it's official and we're excited for them. It doesn't mean the guy wasn't official beforehand. It's just a statement created before we were all born, that this guy is
Well-
serious, and the next step is gonna be right down that aisle. Sorry, I messed up the mic. And it's exciting. I think it's exciting.
I think marriages and engagements
new
are
life.
exciting.
It's a
I
new
just
life
don't think
together.
engagement rings are exciting.
I do, honey. I'll take one.
I
Darling,
just can't.
when I get
can't
mine,
wrap my head
darling,
around it.
when I get mine,
when
I'm
I
gonna
was,
just
I
sit
got engaged to Bill when I was a junior in college, going in before the summer
Who
before
has
my
money
junior
for an
year.
engagement ring in college?
He would have bought me one if I'd wanted one.
Yeah.
He would have done it.
I had an ex. Go ahead.
And I will say, for our 15th anniversary, I got a ring.
And how did you feel about that ring?
Well, we bought it as I wanted it. At that point, I wanted it. After 15 years of marriage, I thought this would look pretty, but it meant something else. So it wasn't
such
an
a
engagement ring.
rebel. She's such a rebel,
I
ladies
just-
and gentlemen.
Go where I have to go.
I love it.
It's
This is
like
so fun.
having a baby for the sake of having a baby. You got to have a baby to raise a person. Well, that's a whole.
But you don't buy
nother
But you don't
topic.
buy a ring unless you intend to be with this person for life. You know
I
what
think
mean?
it's easier to buy a ring than it is
No.
to make a promise you're going to.
It's not.
I think so.
I feel
Go
like
out and buy
guys
something
say
as
it's
opposed
historic
to-
throughout time that men say whatever when they're infatuated and
I
love
have
it.
not
but when
found
they,
that to be the case.
But you have had not. You've been
But
married
granted,
most of your life.
I have been married most of my
right.
adult life.
So I'm speaking from not just my experience, but I have plenty of single friends, divorced friends who've never gotten remarried or have been 10 years single. And we'll bring all of them in here, which is going to be really fun. We're going to have a day where we have single men, single women, married women in between. It's going to be great.
But I have to say something. I say I've been married most of my adult life, which
Yes.
is true. But I'm not easy to live with. So
Well, that's why you're married. They love that. Love the
I
challenge.
guess so. I can
Believe it
remember
or not.
Bill. I was about 28 or 29, and Bill said to me, "You used to be a lot more pliable."
Oh, once you get older,
Yeah,
done.
it's like, yeah, that's done. That's over.
I have this we have to talk about, I have a whole this thing about when you're in your 20s and you're a girl, and of course this is not for every woman in their 20s. Just want to say that as a disclaimer. But looking back, like my friends and I joke about how we were just so malleable and just pliable, like, yeah, whatever, okay. You know,
Okay,
you're just
okay.
like going with the flow, like, this is awesome.
Well-
okay. And then in 30s, it's kind of like,
Wait a minute.
yeah. And then you're also kind of get to know what you like. That's when you start going, oh, I like that. Even like, when you're intimate, you're like, oh, 20s, like, throw me around. It's all great. Yay. I'm just so happy to be here. 30s, it's like, I kind of like this, or let's do that. And then 40s, it's like, oh, no, we know what we like.
Well.
Whereas it's like, so yeah, once that, we have to talk about the older versus younger. Once women get, it's just like, no, I kind of, you can see that. I've seen that show before. I think I'll pass on that
Okay.
show. Somebody else will take it.
let's wrap up this engagement ring thing.
So
first,
right, let's wrap it up.
Again, I'm gonna. I want to know what everybody out there thinks. And we'll
The
do a
men are gonna love you.
little survey.
The men wanna
of,
burn the
are there
engagement rings.
Are there other women out there who don't want or need an engagement ring? Are there people out there who want to exchange gifts? Each wear a ring. I guess if you both wore a ring, that'd be kind of cool. She's making faces at me. She's making this big old
Yeah, we'll
face at
both
me.
wear a wedding ring. I'm sorry. I love being a woman. I'm independent. I think independence is great, but I think let us have our little door holding if they occasionally want to do that, and let's have my engagement ring.
Well,
and
door holding and 3
I-
months salary on an engagement ring are
and-
just two different things.
Well, but I'm saying I like chivalry and I like a gentleman. Does that mean they have to do everything, that I'm helpless? No. But I'm definitely, I enjoy being a woman every day. And there are some things that I do like that are old school. Doesn't mean I'm married to them. Not to use that term.
Well-
but I do enjoy, and I also have, my favorite color is shiny. So there's no way I'm going to sit there and be like, honey, don't. So also, I've had like 3 boyfriends that we were getting engaged. So I've been to try on the rings and blah, blah. And I remember picking out, I forgot the shape of it. But anyway, there's a shape of ring that I really like. And we were in Maryland. There was somebody I was dating in Maryland for a while. And we were looking at houses and all that stuff. And I picked out this ring out of all the rings in the shop. And it was only $500. I didn't have a problem with the price. I loved the ring. So fast forward we didn't get engaged. It was great. It's fine. And so fast forward maybe 5 or I don't know 6 years later, I was dating someone else and we were trying on rings, and he picked out the biggest, most expensive. There were like clusters and clusters, and I thought it was too gaudy. I said, honey, this is too much. Because I love shining. I said, I love that you're like, he was like, not big enough. Literally, the sales lady put the ring on me. He's like, not big enough. And I was like, what's going on here? Not big enough. Okay, that one. And I was like, I will never wear this outside because it's too big. It's too gaudy, and there's just too many diamonds. So, like I said, I support shiny, and I do love the idea, the romanticism, and all of that of engagement ring. And I don't think it's a tit for tat where I give him this, he has to give me that. If he wants to express his love with an engagement ring in a traditional way, I love that, and I appreciate that. But I will say that for that particular ring, it was too big and too gaudy. And if we were gonna get engaged, I just wanted something that was beautiful and that represented us, and that's all that mattered. And that I would be proud to show my family that we were taking to the next level. Do we need it? No. But I absolutely love that he was willing to go crazy, but I was not going to take that ring. I said, and listen, that we got to go down. Mm-hmm. That's a little much. So yeah, so I just think it's
okay,
whatever you want to do. So if you love engagement rings or you don't, please write it on the Facebook wall. Let us know how you feel. Totally cool if you're like, listen, let's buy motorcycles, RVs. Let's buy
put
each
it
other
all in the bank
Yankee
and
hats
put it towards a house.
Let's buy
or
Yankee
an
hats.
apartment.
Let's buy whatever the sports team with a diamond on the front of the cap.
I just want that partnership.
Give me the diamond cap, honey. It's all good. I'll be just fine with that. If you want to buy cotton candy rings, I have a friend who got a big candy ring on her third date. It was very cute. He thought that was, so whatever you want. And I thought that was very adorable. It was very cute. Third date.
And is that the one she's still wearing?
I don't know, but I know there was like 4 years of stuff going on. So I don't know. That's their business. I'll let them have it. But they were a happy couple. That's all that matters.
I don't know.
Give us a shout.
Give us a shout out about engagement rings and let's get on to I don't know where to go from there.
Where we go from here is we love you guys for listening in today. We can't wait to get your feedback. And since we have a little bit more time, and we were talking about, we've talked a little bit about engagement rings. We've talked about wedding rings.
Yeah, that came off
holiday
of
jewelry.
Holiday jewelry.
Holiday jewelry really quickly. So I take it
So what else do you like?
What do you want?
What do I want for Christmas?
If you don't want jewelry, what's your thing for
Christmas this year?
Bob might hear this beforehand, so hint, hint.
I don't know.
It could be from kids. I don't know. Maybe the kids are listening.
I don't know. I don't know what I want for Christmas. I really don't. He bought me a new bow for my violin for my birthday last year, which is a really great bow, and a new case for the fiddle. And we just bought a house, so.
Are you going to play on the show?
Play fiddle on the show?
Yeah,
well, if Bob
not?
comes in with his guitar, we'll have a little musical interlude.
Couples doing great things together.
Yeah.
That's
there's another topic.
There it is.
He's still working full time. I'm retired from a full time job, but am working in, film and television industry, acting and such, producing. But we do have this plan to sing and play together. And
that's sweet.
Yeah, he sings a lot more than I do, but I've been taking voice lessons, so that's a whole thing. And I do like to sing, and it's so back to the what do I want for Christmas?
You've got your fiddle.
I have my fiddle.
You've got your house, so I think you've got your Christmas.
The house we bought it together.
But,
I don't know. We did buy each other Philharmonic tickets. We're such dorks.
I think you guys are the best. They go places all the time. Not to get in their business, but I really love that they just do things all the time. I think what I want for Christmas, I'm kind of like a sci-fi action person, geek. So there are some new virtual reality toys that I want, and a Fitbit.
You do that?
And a Fitbit. I love all of that. I've worked on some VR
So what
shoots.
about if somebody, as an engagement present, bought you this awesome virtual reality system that's brand new off the market that you could like play together instead of an engagement ring. How would you
Would
feel
the
about-
ring be in the box with the system? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I just had
If
to. I
it's
just had to
not-
loop.
It's official. It's officially moving forward for moi when I have a ring on my hand. For those of you who don't, I'm totally fine. God bless you. Amen. You're taking the spiritual high road. I love it. I love it.
I don't know
love
what
it.
road it is
For
but
me.
It's a yeah.
I don't need anything in life. I am healthy. I'm happy. I'm thankful. I live a great life. However, shiny is my favorite color. So I'm certainly not going to get upset if I have that new Star Wars game with the headset and the Jedi game. Love that.
I've never
inside
played
of that,
them.
there's a shiny engagement ring. That would be like probably up
What
there with
about
my
if you
top
have to
best.
win all the levels before you get the ring?
I totally would be
You
on
have
with
to-
that.
you
If we
have
get the
to,
challenge,
yeah,
yes.
Whoever wins,
Okay.
whoever wins buys the ring.
no. If I beat him,
I'm just being a brat
and
now.
he
I know
buys
it.
the ring. So if I beat
All
him
right,
and
if-
he buys a ring, I would totally challenge.
What about
that would
if
be good.
he beats you?
If he beats me, there are other things that can happen. But
Oh, don't
but
those happen
hey,
anyway?
I'm very generous. I don't have a problem with buying men that I'm dating stuff. I love that. I'm not like a person who you have to buy me everything. I'm reciprocal all the way. However, there are some traditions that involve my favorite color, shiny, that I am totally one of the cutest things I got. I think I was like 19, and I was dating this guy, and for Valentine's Day he gave me a teddy bear, and it was so cute, and I was happy with the teddy bear. It was a teddy bear on like a card, and I was just thrilled like that I had a teddy bear, and it was really cute. But what he did was really even cooler. It was so cool. It was so cool that when I lifted the neck of it or something, he told me to look at it, and I was content, just overjoyed. We went to dinner, whatever, it didn't matter. And when I lifted the neck of it, there was a diamond cut bracelet around the neck.
Wow.
Now, I did not even think about that. I wasn't even looking for it.
Well, that's lovely.
We're dating
But
like
that's
3 months.
lovely.
We're dating like
That's
3 months.
lovely.
Back then, and my mom, I'm very old school. Again, we do come from that not for sale, all stuff. So I was just there with him. I love him, and I wanted to be with him. Well, I don't know how deep it was, but it was 3 months in. I don't know if it was love, but I was having a great time. We were exclusive, but that was a wonderful surprise. There was a shiny thing, and I was really grateful. And that's what I'm saying. I just was like, wow. You took the time to not only give me this awesome gift and you made it like fun. Like
Yeah.
that's totally cool.
Yeah.
I'm not attached to anything with that, but I will say I just love girly things, so it's all good.
Well, I do too, and I've been surprised with lovely things along the way. And I told you earlier. I told you that I went in that box of letters and cards and things
Right.
that I've saved through the years, and they were wonderful. And I've had things written to me that move me to tears. Did in the moment, and somebody who picks out the best card in the world, I don't know. Wow,
There's a
I'm
lot of
making I'm
ways.
making it.
There's a lot of ways to show love.
There's a lot of ways to show love, and
there's
love's
no right or
long term.
wrong.
No, absolutely, and love is long term. So
But
You
pay
know,
for
it-
that inspector for that house
Oh,
before you make that
man,
step
oh, man.
toward
No.
signing signing
save
the actual.
3 months' salary and put it towards buying a house. I'm telling you, it's a racket.
Yeah, let's hear it
So,
from you guys on
that-
Facebook because
on
I'm
that,
opinion that
I
you can
think-
do both. You can both save. She can
Oh,
chip.
I
She
don't
can
know.
chip in
I'm
for
gonna get
saving
it.
for the house. Like
yeah.
I would totally be down with saving. And then it's still. I think I'm in a have it all world. You can do both.
Okay.
You're not on your own, buddy.
Well,
I'm in there with you.
All right, so we're going to pick this up next time. I am
See you next
really
time.
dying to know what everybody thinks
I'm gonna
about
go try on rings right now.
about this engagement ring thing.
We love it.
We didn't know where this conversation was
Yeah.
going this time, but I had a really good time.
It's fun.
And I hope you had a good time listening. And we will
Yeah.
see you next time
See you next time.
on
Single ladies, married women. See
All
ya.
right, see you next time.